Hello, everybody, welcome. Roses like let's get a hell of huh. Everybody, welcome. Roses like let's get a... Okay, let's get started. Let's get started with today's news. So today I am just going to cover some headlines, some events that are happening, and some questions that were raised. So let's get started. So I'm addressing some questions that were raised a while back, and I'm almost randomly starting with this question. I'm not listening to the question, but several people had asked me about this, and I just remembered. So I am going to ask about it. The question is about Trump's that he wanted to do a military parade on his 79th birthday, and his 79th birthday is on June 14th. Okay. Okay, so all right, so let's do the protection. Okay, I'd like to ask for protection. A beautiful ray of light coming on top of my head as I breathe in. I feel my lungs as I breathe out. I create a circle. I create a circle. I step into it. I step into it. I feel protected. I feel connected. I'd like to ask that information come only from the highest sources, that I create the good and only the good, and so it is. Okay, so the question is, will Trump carry out this plan for the military parade? Will this military parade happen on June 14th, 2025? So, so I have this, I get this interesting message first, well, message, image. So it's like I see Trump sitting, it's like he's sitting and I see inside his mind what he's seeing with his mind eye. And he's seeing his closed, he has his eyes closed and he's imagining this huge parade. And it's his birthday and he's having this parade. And then I hear the sound of a metal door, like a prison-like door shutting down. And there's all these like muscular men, kind of like, I don't say manhandling him, but like it's time for a break or something, like telling him. And he realizes that it was his imagination. In his mind, he had seen it so perfectly that he was going to have this huge parade, and he realizes it was just a dream. Like he's not dreaming, but he's remembering that there was a plan not long ago that he was going to have this parade, but it's just his imagination. And it's not happening. I don't see it happening. So let's see what happens. Where's Trump on June 14th? Yeah, he's saying he's in custody, I feel like. Is that right? Yeah. I don't see it. So is the military? No, no. And I see that people look at it because in fact he gave the order to plan for this. And the military then is laughing at, ha ha ha, look at him. The traitor with a dream. We caught you, Donald. So, okay, so that's the answer for this. Let's go to the next subject. Okay, so this morning-ish, the conversation about the tariffs are changing already. So Trump says China tariffs will come down substantially, hinting at potential U-turn. Now, just to be clear, he's saying, right, we know it's, of course, total confusion. He's just saying it. It doesn't mean that anything has happened. And then I saw the Besant, his Secretary of Treasury, right? He said that today, later in the afternoon, he said something like, oh, we were the yes, there's something to the effect of yes, uh, it's like he said, I think he went ahead along with Trump, but he also said that there's no real conversations. There have been no conversations. And we know that China has been very adamant about it. They're not reaching out to Trump. That's what he wanted. He wanted Xi to reach out to him and it's not happening. Right? So they're starting to put this out in the press, but China is not moving on it, right? So, okay. US President Donald Trump signaled a potential U-turn on his trade war with China amid continued market volatility, saying the high tariffs on Chinese goods will come down substantially, but it won't be zero. Trump's remarks made at the White House news event Tuesday appeared to mark a rhetorical climb down after weeks of tough posturing and tit-for-tat retaliation that sent tariffs on China beyond a staggering 145%. 145 is very high, won't be that high, Trump said in a question and answer session with reporters in the Oval Office. It won't be anywhere near that high. It will come down substantially, but it won't be zero. Trump made the comments when asked about Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent's remarks earlier in the day that the high tariff rates between the United States and China have effectively embargoed trade between the economies. Bessent said at a private investment conference hosted by JP Morgan Chase that the trade war with China is unsustainable and he expects the battle to de-escalate in the very near future. A person familiar with the matter confirmed to CNN. So, just what's going on here? The question here is, where are we as far as today? Because tomorrow could be different. What's the situation regarding the tariffs? And will they come? Will Trump decide to take them down? What's going on with China? I see G's. He's sitting. He's like, we're just waiting. He's like, okay, we'll sit here. Just waiting for them. Don't do anything. Don't react. Don't do what because what Trump is asking. And he's saying we are winning. We're winning markets that the U.S. is abandoning. We're forming alliances. It's very good for us. They're thinking. Right? They know that he will bring them down because it's harming the economy, local Republican districts, and the stock market. Okay, so yeah, but I see wow, and then I see that Trump, like his ego and his need for approval is yearning to lower the tariffs, but then deep in his mind, he sees Putin's face. He's like, oh, and sees this like the lasers coming out of his eyes. Oh, I, oh, but like coming out of his eyes to connect with Putin. Oh, oh, but President Putin, he'll be so happy if I do this. He told me I'm doing a great job. So he's kind of addicted to his approval, to the approval of Putin. And okay, it's kind of unrelated. Is that related? No, it is really related, of course. But this image reminds me of this question that I've had. You guys probably have had too. That shows me that Trump really is very loyal to Putin. It's not just fear. He actually truly admires Putin and wants his approval, regardless of the fact that the Russian economy is nothing compared to the US and so many other countries. But why is Trump so loyal to Putin? It feels so real to me, honestly. He cares so much about Putin's approval. Why? Because Putin shows me Putin with a key. Putin has the key to his personality. And Putin is he's like the magician behind the curtain, so to speak. The person who knows the real Trump and knows how to manipulate him by reminding him that we created you. You didn't exist. The persona didn't exist before we invented you. So if you want to remain this character, and it's saying, remember, it was in the visits to Russia that we told you could be president. You followed our orders and you got to where you are. Now you have to keep going. So it's saying that he does not make any big decisions without the implicit approval of Putin. And of course, just to clarify, it's not that he speaks to Putin directly, but his messengers, his agents or whatever you call it, right? So this is that. This is why. So okay, going back here still. So even though Putin, he wants to please Putin at the end of the day, it's the biggest drive, yes. And see, Putin lets me be myself. He doesn't care if it's like, yeah, Putin doesn't have a problem with corruption. He, in fact, sometimes sort of encourages this, right? So, okay, tell me more. What will he end up doing? Will he continue to insist on these tariffs or will he cave? What is going to happen here? Interesting. I see Susan Wiles. No, she's the one that remember how I think Clarina said Oh, it's this woman who looks like Mrs. Doubtfire, and it turns out it's Susie Wiles who looks like Mrs. Doubtfire, right? I think it was. So anyway, so Susie Wiles, she's like, no, it's she finally pushes him to drop this, and she has a way of talking to him. No, Mr. President, you have to drop this. It's not working. Okay, it's not working. No, there's, you know how many jobs were lost in that location because of the tariffs, this and this and that. So they have in there. I see that those Republicans. And by the way, I listened to Rick Wilson. He's a Republican person who connected to the Lincoln Project. Rick Wilson has a YouTube channel because I think by the way, Elon Musk kicked him out of X. So he's now on Twitter. I'm sorry, on YouTube. And I was watching a video, listening to a video of his where he said something like, uh, Donald Trump is surrounded by some serious Republican people that are interested in polling, like Susie Wiles and some other people that I don't remember the names. And he said something like, those people are constantly polling. They are polling, 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 and they know exactly the effect that these tariffs are having in like with his constituents and also so I think ultimately they tell him the truth. He has to accept that because it's not working, even though. But I have a question: is Susie Wiles not? I felt like she's also connected to put like she's pro Russia. Aren't these people pro Russia, or do they? Does it make sense, guys? Because technically, if they are 100% pro Russia, if they follow Putin's orders, wouldn't they just want Trump to do exactly what? Oh, it shows me that guy. There's a man named Boris Epstein. What a name! Real true story. Who works with Trump directly, and he's Russian. He has an actual Russian passport. He's also American, by the way. But I see this shows me that he's the guy who connects with the Russian interests, and but there's still it's saying we have to adopt the Russian model to America. We can't just do exactly right. It's saying we collaborate together. Okay, it's saying and I'm getting the message here. Rosie, Trump is a puppet. He's not like sort of like Orban. It's not like he has his own policies, but on things that Putin likes, Putin demands the allegiance. So that's the explanation. So in other words, it looks like yes, he's gonna have because it's saying it's a disaster. It is a total disaster. Okay, so I'll show you here. Now let's move to another subject. So not subject, another headline. All right. So wait, here is now I have it here. Okay, so this is from Bloomberg News. Ken Griffin says Trump's trade war has devolved into a nonsensical place. Now, Ken Griffin is the CEO of Citadel. Citadel is a trading company, basically a hedge fund, and he is a huge Trump donor, a GOP donor. So when you have these very big Wall Street people, not the little, not the regular scammers that Trump likes, but someone like Ken Griffin, when you have them saying this out loud like this, they have to pay attention. Okay, so Citadel founder Ken Griffin said President Trump's trade war has derailed business leaders' plans to spend the next 4 years focusing on growth. Chief executive officers have been looking forward to a long stint of not having to navigate new regulations, Griffin said on Wednesday at the Semator World Economy Summit. Unfortunately, the trade war, which has devolved into a nonsensical place, means we're spending time thinking about supply chains, Griffin said in an interview that assessed Trump's term as mixed so far. All right. So tell me what does Ken Griffin's public statement mean for Trump, and what does the rest of Wall Street think? It's saying the rest of Wall Street is extremely angry. They're furious, in fact, and they feel like he was a bait and switch. It's saying the guy's more communist than the communists. It's like he wants to set it's saying it's worse than regulation. It's like it's a communist regime move where they dictate what, right? They create these things that really effectively, it's the opposite of free trade, right? Yes. So they're furious and they're done. They're done with the guy. So Griffin is just, it's not just that he's being polite. It's saying he said positive things about the Trump presidency because he has to say. I'm not saying that he's a nice guy or anything, but he has to toe the line, kind of, right? Even if he's a big donor, so that he feels that way Trump will listen. Okay, so now let's ask where will this would be interesting to ask. So where will Ken Griffin be in, let's say May 3rd. I mean, it's like May 30th still. What? Okay, May 30th. Where's Ken Griffin in terms of his position on Trump and the government? Disaster. What a disaster. You had to, all right. So is he, guys, I really think, I mean, to be, I'm almost apologetic in a way by saying, that I see that he's like, of course he had to leave. It was a mess. It was ridiculous. Now I see that Ken Griffin is angry. He's on some yacht of his, but he's, damn it. Now we're losing, or now we have to get this guy out. Damn it. But it's saying the markets are a little better. I don't know, guys, we'll see. I mean, timing is complicated, but it looks like is he is it oh, I see. Because so Ken Griffin, it's May 30th. Are you talking to Trump right now? No, the man is gone. He's a Russian asset. He's a traitor. But didn't you no, but he wasn't, he didn't think he was gonna be that bad. Come on. Wow. Okay. All right. Oh, it's saying Rosie, people like that, they only care about their own bottom line. They don't think about, they only care about money, really. So the moment you start up to mess with their money, they get mad. And the guy, so he's upset. He's a little upset about the fact that Trump is a traitor, but it's like he feels like he was fooled. He doesn't like the fact that he was okay with Trump at first, but then the guy just he got mad, basically. Okay, so all right. Okay, so let's move to. So, in other words, it also suggests that Trump, it's possible that he could be gone by, God willing, by the end of it. But we'll see. Okay, we'll see. There's a lot to happen still. All right, so, okay, so let's go to the next subject. Okay, so next is this, of course, almost predictable. Well, not almost, but truly predictable. So Trump, of course, is attacking Zelenskyy, and we saw that. I don't know if you saw this, guys. That the Trump administration is not going to meet in like in Europe. Okay, here President Donald Trump is amping the pressure on Ukrainian President Zelenskyy as his administration signals it is losing patience trying to broker a deal between Russia and Ukraine. Trump once again placed the blame on the Ukrainian leader for not moving to end the war that Russia started, exactly, in a post on his social media site Wednesday. Trump's pressure comes as European allies are meeting in London on Wednesday to discuss a peace proposal to end the war, a meeting that Secretaries of State Marco Rubio and Special Envoy Steve Witkoff opt to skip after being slated to attend. So the disrespect never ends, right? So what's happening here? What's happening here with Trump? It's just like I see Putin pulling at a string. Like when you go to the bathroom, sometimes there's Like some countries that you have to pull the string. That's like okay, but he's pulling the strings. He's really that's why I put you there for, Donald, to get to the position to help us because we helped you. That's the thing. He's saying that Putin really focuses. He doesn't care about tariffs. He cares about this. So this is what he wants. So, and of course, it shows that what Putin cares about is that he gets to have the territories he invaded. And what neither Trump nor Putin foresaw is how supportive of Ukraine Europe is and how united Europe is, especially after Trump left them behind. So it's interesting. I feel like okay, so I see that Putin is like he's very confident about his ability to manipulate Trump, but he's not getting what he wants. So I have a question. So okay, so then the questions are, what is going to happen on this meeting in Europe? Trump is not going to be there because he's not going to be there. What's happening with Ukraine? So I see again this like it's interesting. I see again this image of European leaders in a round table, and Zelensky's there, and they're clapping for him, and there's angels all around. There's light around Zelensky, and there's unity, and it feels amazing in the room. They feel it. They know there's a lot of protection, and they can tell they're on the right side of history. So that's them. They're like, no, stay calm. We'll have your back. They're telling him things are going to change in ways that you don't expect. Zelensky, we can tell you. I see that the Mark Rutte is going to be there, and he just has so much support. And so, and you say no, it's a non-starter. They have to leave the occupied territories. And that's what Trump is like. Oh, you know what? You don't recognize it. Russia, he's not even Russian, but he's not. I'm doing the Russian accent for him, but he doesn't. He's like, oh, it's Russia, Russia territory, Russia. Right? Like, oh my God, I can't believe I am able to do this because it's so. Listen, Russia. Right? Like, oh my God, so gross. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be able because I can't even listen to him. It's so gross. Yeah. I've never even tried to imitate him. It's a good. It's telling right that how much I hate him. I can't even pay attention enough to try to imitate. But let's go to here to. That's what it is. And so what happens? It stalls because I see that Washington keeps putting pressure, but it's not like a straight. It's not okay. It's not a negotiation where you say, okay, look, I want this. You do this, I do that. It's like it is blatantly dictatorial. And Ukrainians and everybody pretty much knows that whatever you give Russia, it's never enough for them. Even if they say, sure, yeah, we're happy. We're happy with what you're giving. We are happy you give a territory that we took over because we have ideas like Hitler did. We want a place for us to live, more space. We need more space. And we took it. We took it. We need the recognition that we took it as ours, like a robber. Robber, take your car. It says no longer your car. It's my car. I took it. It's my car. I took it. That's it. That's peace plan. So, so that's it. What they on? Exactly. Like I stole it, it's mine now, and it's not flying. What they want, it's not. It's not. It is not normal, right? It's not fair. It is not. It's essentially very much in bad faith. And and Ukraine knows also that if they conceded in anything to Russia, Russia would continue to attack them. They are barbaric and they don't like right. They don't. How do you say it? You know what I'm saying, right? They're barbaric and they don't mean nothing. Their words and whatever agreements they sign is meaningless. They will keep doing whatever they want to do. So I see that as a no. And as I saw before, there's not going to be a peace treaty while Trump is in office. Because Trump, right, he only represents Russia. But I see that Putin has a knife on Trump's neck, metaphorically speaking, right? It's like, you're going to do it. Oh, yeah, no, listen. Listen, no, 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 don't worry, don't worry. Hey, hey. And I see the guy, that Wyckoff too. He's being threatened by Russians. But guys, I don't care how much money you have or don't have. Like I don't know. Honestly, I would rather die than until I have to to do that to your own country. To do treason, to help this oppression, this awful thing that is happening to Ukraine. So, but that's who these people are. That's what they chose to do. So they're gonna have to handle the consequences later. But anyway, so that's that. So that's the story here that I get about it. It's about the Ukraine situation. Now, there's a couple more topics, and then we'll go. So, guys, the next topic is really unreal. Some of these things are just unreal. Okay. So now this is okay. This is this is Financial Times. Financial Times, right? Oh my God. So Trump's meme coin surges as holders compete for private dinner with the U.S. president. Now, I don't know if this isn't extreme corruption. I don't know what is, right? So top 25 owners will be invited to a reception and VIP tour of the White House. So, in other words, if you buy these essentially scams, the crypto coin scams or whatever this is, right? This is like some kind of valueless, worthless digital bullshit thing because you can't use it for anything, right? So if you buy into this, you increase the price, right? It's a whatever scam, pyramid scheme, whatever this is, right? So the guy has, imagine you have Rosie. Okay, so imagine Rosie, I'm a president, I'm the president. So I have this fake investment scheme where I sell this thing that is worthless. And people voted me into so I'm a public servant, but I'm selling access, I'm selling services in exchange, right? If you buy my thing, you make me wealthy, you make my family, my shareholders. So I wouldn't say whatever this is. Shareholders, I don't think it's even applicable. But he's selling access by this. Put money in, you can have dinner with me. Imagine. It's so, I mean, this is so obvious and like so vulgarly. I can't even, what do you have to say? What can you say about this, right? And of course, here did the value increase 50%. So it's a pump and dump. So people, oh my God, the owners or whatever, the people like Trump can sell before they make these announcements. They know that it's going to go up, so they can sell the prices high and look, all of it. It's so blatantly corrupt. I mean, what can you say about this, right? So, so what's gonna, I mean, and also at the same time, we know that they weakened all the SEC, they weakened anti-crypto uh policies, and so this is where we are. So what's gonna happen here with this meme coin situation and this corruption? I mean, wow, I don't know what to say. So what's gonna happen here? Wow, I see Trump being arrested, handcuffed, and people involved in this. It's a scam, it's saying. It would be bad enough and criminal enough if it were a scam on its own. But it's not just a scam that is pumping this false product, right? This thing that's worthless. It's that he's using the assets of the government. He's like, right? He's using his presidency to make this happen. And he's still, and nobody arrests the guy. So no, it's saying I see that they're all those people are gonna. I know, guys. I know it's so sad that I keep saying this for years. I've been saying this, right? A lot of people have. And even Letitia James, he was charged with fraud. He was convicted of fraud, 34 counts, and yet he is not imprisoned. So that's what's really, that's sad, really, right? What can you say? But it's saying, give it time, Rosie, and the accounts will be frozen. But it's a blatant, corrupt cronyism. What is it called, guys? Kleptocracy. That's what it is, right? We went from a democracy to a full-on kleptocracy, and that's where we are, unfortunately. Okay, so that's a story for today. But can you believe it? It's like no one would have. You can't make that stuff up. It's so awful. It's so bad. Okay. Okay, so now let's go to the last subject of today. Um, okay, so since we talked about the Pope passing, here is MAGA land, MAGA people. So we know that, of course, a lot of far right wing Catholics they exist, and they're, for example, Kavanaugh, Barr. I can't believe it is a thing because it's connected to Opus Dei, that I guess movement. And I always, whenever I think of Opus Dei, it's connected to Franco, the Spanish general was the head of the dictatorship. It's very, very conservative. So anyway, so here are these people. I can't believe like Bannon would really, it's like these people are such hypocrites. And so in 2019, what's his name? JD Vance became a Catholic too. And so is the other guy, what's his name from Federalist Society, Leonard Leo. He's also Catholic. So all of them. Okay, here it is. Jesse Ramirez, a Catholic podcaster based in Phoenix, Arizona, says the time has come for a Trump-like Pope who will restore traditional Christian values in wake of Pope Francis' death. So, oh, by the way, I saw also yesterday a post of the Alexander Dugin, the propagandist, supporting this black candidate for Pope. He's saying, "Oh, it's like who's very conservative." So that's just so they're all over this. But then, so I want to know the question I have here. I don't really care who. I just want to know whether it's gonna go to a a fascist. Let's just say it, okay? Anti-abortion, hardcore Catholic priest, or is it going to go to a more, whether it's, essentially somebody who was let's say, pro-abortion, anti-LGBTQ, or not? That's all I care about. Okay, here. So to show me what side of the coin is the new pope. So show me Pope Francis and show me the next man. Okay, so interesting. So what I get here is several things. One is that Pope Francis is still respected, even though again there's a very powerful part of the church that is very like fascist, let's just call it. Then I see that this vote, let's say the voting, I'll call it the voting body, knows that it's like they say they know where their bread is, but in the sense that they know that Catholicism is not growing in the first world. It's growing like right there's like Latin America is all Catholic, Filipinos are Catholic, and it's saying that's the constituency. It's not very big in the U.S. relative to the entire population, and also Ireland, of course, right? So it's saying that if you completely turn your back on social justice and you embrace the platform that is against immigrants, because it's not just the abortion scene. For them, it's like if you're against immigrants, you're basically against, and they could tell easily that this is not exactly about immigrants, just about immigrants. It's about racism, right? It's like they want to demonize Latinos and other minorities, right? So they know that if they were to go in the direction that of J.D. Vance's of the world, that's not the direction where the church is growing. So if they side with the groups that are demonizing essentially their own constituents, the churches, so it's saying they're pretty smart about this. So they're not no, and they know there's a lot of money with the U.S. Catholics, but they're not likely to be. They're not. So I saw the list, guys, of the possible candidates. I don't think it's. I don't have a feeling it's going to be a radical right winger. Okay, let's see if there's a link here. I want to see if I could show you. Okay, so oh, here it is because I saw it. Okay, so who could be the next pope? Just quickly, just to show the faces. Okay, so Okay, so he is so Pietro Parolin, so he's close to. So this is he is close to Francis. Okay, so also let's just say progressive. This one progressive. All right, so it doesn't say anything. Okay. All right, so and he is. This one seems more like a centrist, at least the profile here. And this is the guy, it's Robert Sarah. That's the one that the Russians were supporting. Outspoken conservative. So this one is basically the what's his name? Um, Clarence Thomas of Popes. Okay, so but I don't think he's gonna go anywhere. Okay, social does so progressive. I like him. I like his smile. Okay, Luis Tagle. Okay, all right. Also progressive. See, there's a lot of progressives. That's right. Pride of my see interface dialogue, unifying figure. Let's just say centrist, traditionalist. I don't feel like this does not look nice. This man, I don't like him. Nah, this one looks. I think he has a nice smile also. Papabile, papabile, papabile. He's not papabile. He's from Chicago. Okay. It doesn't say much. So let's see if I get up if I pick up quickly. I do not know much about who I think Bezongo has I have a good feeling about him. Okay. And then also this one for some pizza balla. This one too, Tsupi. Also, oh look, wow, look, Tsupi helped mediate the process that ended Mozambique's devastating civil war and recently served as France's special envoy for Ukraine, involved in efforts to try to persuade Moscow to return Ukrainian children forcibly taken to Russia. So interesting. I have this feeling about this Tsupi. This one, Pizzabal, Pizzabal, Tsupi Pizzabal. This the one too, and then the other one here maybe with Zungo, but it's saying this one is also strong, Luis Tagli. But it's saying again, I don't feel like it's gonna be conservative, so that's okay. All right. All right, guys. So I'm gonna stop here. And thanks for watching. Okay, and I'll be back tomorrow. Okay, and good night. Bye.
Prayer and energy time. Let's use this time to send energy to people healing and going through complex health challenges. Their bodies need the energy we send them. Bo, recuperating from intestinal surgery at the Mount Sinai Hospital, battling cancer and winning. I spoke to her today and I felt her mother telling me she will survive and thrive. Cecilia, her sister, visits her daily. Cecilia is herself also battling cancer, and she's also winning. Bella is also undergoing cancer treatment. Let's envision her pain free and 100% cancer free. Treatment. Let's send Bo, Cecilia, and Bella energy. Bo, Cecilia, and Bella are fully healed, full of energy, cancer free, and proud to tell this story of great health and recovery. Okay, so Just going to be silent for a bit as I send them energy right now. And I hope you do the same. And also, you can think of others that you know, your loved ones, someone that you feel may be in need of energy, and focus on them. Okay? Okay, so let's start. I'll be silent here for a little bit. Thank you again. Let's create this circle of energy around them. And so it is.